Hi there, and welcome back. And so I'm just, as we begin this second part, uh, we are on page 41, and we're going to continue to the part I am word through my body. And I'm just really kind of curious if you'd like to make a comment below or ask any questions. How's it going? And do you have moments of reality flush into you when you've just noticed, wow, I've just owned my divine? I've just I I am living in the reality at this moment that I am a creator, right? And if not, don't get concerned, but just know these are going to start to happen. And so just be aware, just be in tune with it. Yeah. We're going to start off today by talking about just the vibration of the declaration, I am word. And see, word is creator in action, right? So when you declare this, I am word through my body, word, I am word, you're affirming, I am the creator in action with my body. Now, it seems so simple as I'm talking about it, but I really want you to ponder on this, right? This just isn't, you know, like Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed. This really calls for a lot of contemplation, right? And a lot of marinating in the divine that you are. And so, right off the start, this book's right in the prologue at the very beginning, it talked about energy. And so we're going to talk about word vibration as self and manifestation and how you bring this into the process, right? How and know, okay, as I'm talking to you, I'm probably taking 4 or 5 breaths, right? I'm breathing in the background. Am I aware of it? Not necessarily. And what I'm trying to convey to you is there's this alchemical process going on in the background that is starting to transition and flow your connection, your vibration with that of word, right? It's not necessarily anything that you may be aware of, or you might be aware of it. But just know when you make this declaration and when you are committed, this is going on in the background. Okay. Right. All of this is going on in the background. Just know that you merely need to put the intention and the affirmation out there.
To interrupt, do either
Go
of
for it.
you, any of our readers, I feel like when I'm reading the text, I almost feel like a buzzing sensation. I feel the frequency. Does anybody else feel the vibration or the
Oh,
frequency reading this information?
as, and see, um,
I feel
when
like
we get to the attunement part, Heather,
uh-huh.
that's really when I feel it.
Okay.
This part as we're talking, and this is, I'm so glad that because I was trying to articulate it, right? Um, tell us, dear reader, in the comments, are you feeling this as well? Because the book comes loaded with vibrations and each of these attunements. This is what's going on. There's just this natural occurrence and flow that the guides bring to this process, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah. And I can talk about it and talk about it but it's so experiential, is it not?
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And so another way of knowing when this is happening or going on is there's going to be just a lot of purging naturally. Any kind of obstacles that are going to be in the way of this frequency, of this energy that you have now invited into your space is going to slowly drop away or release. Well, actually, it's up to you to release it. And so some of y'all are going to experience this wonderful transformation. Some of us, me included, um, we will, I experience things that come up that now I know are just an opportunity to clear, right? Now I don't take them so personally, or feel like I'm a failure because how I'm doing all this work. So you may notice that as well, right? But just know behind the scenes, like we're talking about, all of this alchemization, all your frequency is merely rising. So we're on page 43. And now we're going to enter into the time of attunement. And so, beloveds, as you're reading this, while you're with us, or maybe you're in your own group, or you're reading it silently at home, I have this golden rule where when you are reading the italicized words, read it out loud, declare it, right? Really feel it, proclaim it, own it. Okay. And so on page 43, y'all want to join me, Marcella and Heather?
Yeah.
I am word.
I am
through my
word
body.
through my body. Word.
I am
word.
I am
I am
word.
I am word through my
vibration.
vibration. Word.
I am word.
Word. I am word
Through
through
my
my
through my knowing of
myself
myself as word. Word. I am word.
Okay. And so what's going on right now again is the guides are working their magic, and they're bringing the frequency of the Christ, which is totally embedded, totally marinating within our auric field. Some of you will feel it like Heather was talking about. I always just, my whole body just relaxes after I've had an attunement.
I can say every time I pick up this book to read something, it's just like such a peaceful, like, even if it's just 5 minutes, I'm going to read a page or two. Or if it's my Audible playing in the background, it just gives me this very mellow, sweet, peaceful, I don't know how to describe it, but it feels really good.
Yeah.
It's like, coming out of meditation kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what's been imprinted in your auric field right now is this blueprint for the manifestation of the Christ to be whole within you. And so hear me, loves, when I say, when humanity or life is getting to you, the imprinting is still in your auric field, and you're still doing wonderful, and you're still the beloved divine Christ that you are. It's now with all the shifts that are occurring and the guides magic, now the game, the process has just been upped, right? And so just rest, just take a breather and relax into the fact that you are divinely provided for, because the blueprint is in your auric field. And now you're really coming in and owning your own light. And it's time to party, right? It's really time to realize and own your freedom. Okay? And so they close this little section by just saying, we leave you now in great love for your industry, and we give you focus of intention through this assignment. And so tonight or today, when you're meditating, you will align yourself to a higher frequency, and you will allow these changes in your field to begin to be made and manifest in your consciousness. You will align to this in safety and the peace of the Christ frequency, knowing that you are being watched over, healed, and aligned by those who support your higher achievement and growth. We give you love. Word, I am word. So be it.
So I'm wondering, it says here that whatever needs to be clear, it was talking about your fear, your rage, your shame, whatever needs to clear. And frankly, whatever is an impediment to this growth will end up releasing as well. So maybe we should journal because I was trying to think about the things, because so many, things come up that I sometimes think about the book and sometimes I don't. And then in retrospective, like when I look back, it's like, oh, that kind of made sense. It was probably something that I was working on that I needed to look at.
Don't you find with these teachings, like things that come up that we need to work on, where I think in the past people, oh my gosh, they'd go to counselors for years or whatever to work through it. And now the book says it can be, you can get through it so fast. You can work on
Right.
you bring it to awareness, and
it doesn't have to be dissected. So the next section that we're going to visit and talk about is our history and how to stay in the present moment. And the guides go on with several different declarations, if you will, for us to focus on. And they're pretty thorough in it and maybe redundant for some people, but for other beloveds who, like myself, tend to revisit the past way too much, they give you different declarations in which to declare and create these attunements, if you will, or these the extra support from the guides. And so they start off by talking about an example of when Paul was real small. But beloved, I want you right now, everybody, think of a moment, a pattern that you might have that like when my daughter's in distress or in a lot of pain, I lose myself. I totally lose my connection. Think about that. Think about something like that throws you off your game. Okay? Or maybe it's an event like what Paul was talking about, where you were humiliated or embarrassed, or just something that comes to haunt you now to this day. Okay? And then follow with me on page 47. I am word through this memory, and I am word through any manifestation and any belief system that were created through this memory that are no longer in alignment with my highest good. I am now choosing to release any patterns of failure or ridicule or belief in comfort to be attained through ridicule or failure that may have been created through this situation and through this time. I am word through this memory and all that it has begotten me. Word, I am word through this intention. Word, I am word. Okay, so now you've created a moment, an opportunity where this situation can be transmuted. Okay. And see, the old way would have you sit on the couch or go over in details of all the drama and put you back into the drama. And do you see, this is just declaring that it go, that it just leave the space. Remember, it's on a quantum level, and it's changing all the particles of this illusion that you have created. All right. And so we know what we know. And okay, I'm celebrating. And guess what? Now my daughter's in distress again. But I know I've already done that work. But now I'm revisiting it. But I'm putting her in the arms of the angels, and I'm calling every tools I have. But now it's coming up again. So, beloved, go to page 49, because this works. What the guides are giving us is a due diligence and the tools to change this around. But we have to practice this at every occasion, okay? And so now it's time to revisit this. And I am now making the choice to have this cleared once and for all. And I intend now to release my any unconscious behavior that would have me reclaim this pattern that I have stated. I am now free of. Word I am word through this intention. Word I am word. Right? Just perform another declaration. Just set the tone. Right? Okay? But here I am again with the same pattern. And that's me, right? Now, am I gonna be frustrated and mad at myself? No. Now I'm gonna step it up, right? And page 51, yeah, gives me another one, because I'm an overthinker, right? And now I'm not just thinking of my daughter in distress and the pain, but now I'm thinking of, oh, look at me. I have no integrity. I'm falling apart. No, I am now in my dominion over my thinking. I am now realizing myself fully as the one in control of my thinking. I am now choosing to think only those thoughts that will bring me benefit and anchor in this new way of thinking fully into my consciousness. I am word through this intention. Word, I am word. Right? You can follow it up with, I am also choosing to think only of those thoughts which will bring me peace and will align me to a higher consciousness. I am doing this easily and through my own intention to know myself as word. Word, I am word through this intention. Word, I am word.
I was wondering, Mary, should that's just a powerful, really, decree, right? That I was wondering, maybe we should have it like written down, or how would it be helpful to, make it a part of our toolkit, and just because, like you said, you're done with one aspect of something, but then something else comes up. So to have this, to make it like a habit of our problem solving repertoire, so to speak, maybe it'll be helpful to have it like, I don't know.
So you know what I did? Now I've read enough where I do my own declarations, but at first I did the copier, and I copied these and cut them, and I had them taped to index cards, and I had a set on my desk. I had a set at my bedstand. I had them really right near me, because when there was such judgment on my part with self-deprecation when I would go there, that I needed that visual in front of me instantly. I wasn't in a state of mind where I could, bless myself with a good affirmation or declaration. And so this really helped me. And that buzzing that you called, it was almost like a release instantly, Heather. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, otherwise, I just had where they talk about the pinball mind. So,
I was eager to hear your stories, Mary, because I know that you must have several, right? Of like, examples like Paul's bicycle story, that kind of thing. Not that we don't, right? But you seem to hold on to them. So I was wondering, oh, Barry
Yeah.
must have a lot of these bicycle stories.
Right. And these are it's not even just the stories, it's that they're patterns, right?
Right.
And so my mama had her stories and she created the patterns like her mama. And the one thing that she handed down to me was the judgment and the self-deprecation and the right. And so yeah, um I could tell you my stories. I anymore it's like how necessary is the story? You know, maybe initially to clear it up it's necessary, but now you know um where the source is, and you know that this was just created by humanity who were human beings that were not connected at the time that created this. So do I want to stay stuck in it? Yeah. And it's really it's interesting now, Marcella, because when you're coaching a beloved at this point, um there's a lot of discernment going on as to where you're going to start. You know, how much am I going to allow that beloved to um talk about their past or what happened or what, you know, when you know this is so miraculous and how it works, right? But on the other hand, I don't want to seem so cold and not confirm you, right? It's a real we're in a position, and but I can only tell y'all that it's really transforming, right? But it really requires due diligence. And so now what we've stepped into as we explain this is all these are old patterns, right? And so the next declaration that the guides give us, because now I know this isn't I'm still haven't cleared it up, right? Well, what is it? Okay, so now they're talking about addressing patterns if it's not going away. So they say on page 53, I am now choosing to release the pattern of worry that has created these problems. And I do this fully on all levels, past, present, future, and I align myself to the new thought that I have put forth. I am word through this intention, word, I am word.
So the first stage is the intention, sis.
Yes. And that's the intention, you said it. And the next stage is the acclamation part of it. And that's just marinating in the possibilities of your intention and your declaration, right? Really soaking into it and empowering, not just empowering yourself, but owning that power now, right? And the third part is the reception. And that can be a stage that can be overlooked easily too if you haven't dealt with I don't deserve this, right? Now you have to be open to receiving all of the good benefits, right? Because there's a cause and effect to everything. And sometimes when you're unconscious or you've been living this life in trauma, this robotic, you know, where nothing goes right, you're just used to the repercussions of an event, right? Now, and you sit there and you expect it, and right now you have to be open and receptive to the benefits and the joy, right? And it's y'all, I can tell you sometimes it's so unnerving to go from the status quo of just constant chaos to just this wonderful joy, you know, and sometimes and I'm speaking for me, there were times when I just was like, too much is going right. Oh, do I really deserve all of this blessings? Right. And so this is a very important part is reception, because when you start practicing this, blessings come into your life and it truly transforms it. But you have to be open to not only receiving but maintaining it without any kind of self-sabotage. Yeah. So this little section has given us plenty of different examples in which to declare when we're having doubts or crunchy moments. I'm just going to close this session with this very last one, knowing that there are a few that I've left out. But I just want to encourage you, use these declarations until you can confidently, declare your own. But just think about this. Everybody take a breath and sink into your chair. And the guides say to us, as I sit quietly, I will now experience myself as energy, and I will set this intention. I am word through my intention to experience myself in the higher frequency. I affirm that my vibration is lightening and lifting in a way that I may know, trust, and feel. I'm being supported in this work by the guides and the teachers who are working with us through this time. I am word through this intention. Word, I am word. Yeah. And so we close for now. And we'd love to hear your comments and your experiences with this section here. Thank you.